Hi, welcome to a CraftLogic tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to design your own 3D printable textured rolling pins. The process literally takes less than 10 minutes, and if you're capable of clicking a mouse, after watching this video, you'll be able to design your own 3D printable rolling pin that will allow you to make amazing textures in seconds. So let's go ahead and get started by opening Blender, a free 3D modeling software that can be downloaded from blender.org. We're going to create a cylinder by pressing Shift-A and choosing Cylinder from the Mesh drop-down menu. Now, before you click on anything, you're going to go to the box titled Add Cylinder in the bottom left-hand corner so that you can remove the end caps and adjust the dimensions of your cylinder. The next step is to give the cylinder walls a little bit of thickness, and we do this by adding a Solidify modifier by going to the wrench icon on the right-hand side of the screen and selecting Solidify from the modifier drop-down menu. I'm now going to create the texture that I want my rolling pin to have. I click on the texture icon at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Then I choose the black and white texture image that I want to use. A quick Google search will yield all sorts of textures that you can use in your own projects. Now I need to add a little bit of extra geometry to my cylinder. Pressing Tab takes me to Edit mode, and then I press Ctrl-R to add a loop cut to the cylinder, and then scroll with the middle mouse button to add a few more of them. Left-clicking with the mouse will lock in the number of loop cuts, and then a right-click will evenly space them on the cylinder. To add even more geometry, I'm going to select the entire cylinder by pressing A, then right-clicking and choosing Subdivide. The next step is to create a vertex group. This will allow the texture that we apply later to only affect certain parts of our cylinder instead of the entire thing. Mainly, it will allow us to keep the inside of the cylinder smooth while the outside is textured. With the desired vertices selected, we will click on the vertex group icon at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, then press the plus button to add a new group. Now we are finally ready to add the texture to the outside of the cylinder. This is going to be done with two modifiers. The first one is a subdivision surface modifier, and the second is the displace modifier. In the settings for the displace modifier, the first thing we're going to do is choose the texture that we created earlier. Then we're going to change the texture coordinates to UV, and then adjust the strength of the displacement. For me, 0.2 worked pretty well. We also want to select the vertex group that we created earlier so that the inside of the cylinder remains smooth. Now we simply need to adjust the effect of the subdivision surface modifier. This will allow your pattern to appear much more detailed, but beware that if you increase it too much, it can slow down your computer a little bit. Of course, a textured rolling pin really needs the negative of this pattern, so I'm going to adjust the strength of the displace modifier to negative 0.2. And that's all there is to it. I can 3D print this model right here, and it will work perfectly fine. But there are a few other things that you can do to have a little bit more control over the texture on your rolling pin. One thing that can have a really cool effect is to add some shades of gray to our black and white photo that we use to create our texture. This will be used by the displace modifier to create various depths of the texture on our rolling pin. This can create some interesting variation by ensuring that the texture is not completely level. This effect is likely too subtle to show up if you use your roller on foam, but it does work pretty well on clay and sculpting putty. You can also open the UV editing window and use this to scale the pattern on your roller. Just press A to select all the vertices that you want to scale, and then press S to adjust the actual scale. You can also add your texture as an image to this UV editor to help you in the process of adjusting your scale. And that's really all there is to it. The only other thing that I do is open the roller in Mesh Mixer and use the plane cut to make the ends perfectly flat. I really hope you give this process a try, because it is actually quite simple to do, and it gives you the power to maintain your own creativity while still gaining the benefits of using a textured rolling pin. If you decide to give it a try, be sure to head over to my Instagram, @CraftLogicTV, and share your results with me. Also, I plan to share these in the future, so if there's any textures that you would like to see me create, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future tutorials. And until next time, thanks for watching.